will you go as far as to say Kohli might be the greatest ODI player of all time?
While chasing, yep. But
That's what they used to say, like Sachin while batting first and then while chasing was two different players, and you don't see that with Kohli.
yeah, that's true. But the thing is, Sachin is like so Federer-esque. It's like he means a lot more to the game because like when you think of Tendulkar's impact in the 90s, 1991 era of globalization, liberalization, privatization, Tendulkar was the face of that modern India.
Yeah.
So he brought the TVs here. He brought the internet here. So if people are thinking of India, they're thinking of in the early 90s, they're thinking of Sachin Tendulkar, they're thinking of Manmohan Singh.
Yeah.
So they're like, so you really can't compare it. And Kohli puts it up perfectly. He says it, the guy who made me pick up a bat cannot be compared to somebody like me.
That's also good, yeah.
So I'm not sure whether Kohli has that global face.
Yeah, like he's not transcended the game in
Yeah.
the way that Sachin has. And I don't think he will. I don't think anyone will unless something really major happens in the coming years.
And it's unfair. It's very, I don't know. It's unnecessary to compare that as well, because when somebody that follows the game, like you watch the game for like 20-25 years, I watched the game for 20-25 years.
Yeah.
Like we think of Kohli and Tendulkar to be okay, they're icons of the game. Your Kohli, your Tendulkar, your Gavaskar is going to be far beyond a couple live.
Yeah.
They're going to be far beyond anything else. But even for diehards like us, we're going to look at Tendulkar and Kohli in such different lights. Even if both of them are in the same circle, they mean something so different, because Kohli made us believe like he is going to win you the game. He is going to like just grab the game by its throat, win the game for you. Tendulkar is somebody who's going to carry you.
Yeah.
It's like similar sentiments, but they mean two different things. So I feel like you really can't compare that. It makes no sense.
And what do you think about Sachin's suggestion to change the format of ODI cricket?
Give me a petition. Tendulkar should be nowhere near a broadcast channel. He's one of the
His commentary was
worst.
disastrous. I don't know. They just got him on for viewership, I guess, because I don't think he was offering any insight that you would want to know. He was just sharing stories of the past and comparing this generation to that generation and how cricket has changed and all, rather than giving insights. That's what ex-cricketers are on for, right? You have to tell you what's going to happen, why is a certain thing happening. And this seemed more like it seemed like a podcast rather than a commentary.
He treats commentary to be an interview, which makes no sense, because I remember Rizwan played a ramp shot that went for 4, like after some 4-5 overs of no boundaries, so there was a little bit of pressure. So Rizwan plays this ramp shot, it goes to the boundary, and then Tendulkar is talking about some dinner. Some dinner he had 30 years ago with, I don't know, God knows who. Even I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear it.
I think Waqar was in the commentary box with him, and they were just talking about their era and how cricket was back then, things like that. And is that what people want to hear? Like, obviously they'll see Sachin, there are crazy fans, but is that really what people want? Like, I think it was going overseas too, the broadcast. So, or was this just for?
No, it's overseas.
It's overseas, yeah. So because I saw people on Twitter in the UK complaining about it, saying that Sachin is just asking for the change of rules because he doesn't want Kohli to break his record and things like that. So, what do you think of that format? Do you think it will maybe add something different to ODI cricket, because it doesn't have the same kind of appeal because of T20 cricket, right?
Yeah, but
like to us it does, but I'm just saying globally and
it
for
doesn't
the
make
next
sense,
generation.
because the major difference between the game, like even 20 years ago, you think of 2003 World Cup versus this World Cup, the biggest difference is not the format. The format is the same. It's the psychology behind it. You think of any format, you see this baseball craze that's going on in Test cricket. Players are going to be aggressive no matter what you do to the format now.
Yeah.
Because people believe that they can hit any bowler at any ground or on any pitch. It's just something that's wired in them now. A Ben Stokes is not going to give a prime Dalestein respect anymore. He is going to find the bad ball. He is going to punish the bad ball.
Yeah.
But somebody like a Rahul Dravid or somebody, even a Yuvraj Singh, he had that mentality that he can hurt anyone. But Yuvraj Singh from 2008 is very different to a Ben Stokes in 2023.
Yeah,
even with the same approach, they're going to look at the game very differently, because they're thinking of the bigger picture. But Ben Stokes is like, I'm any bowler, any reputation, any bad ball, I'm going to punish it. And that's like such a difference. And this whole argument or this whole discussion about 4 innings in a ODIs, 25 overs each, it makes no sense because you want to give the same 10 wickets. It's not like you're going to make it similar to Test cricket.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 wickets. So essentially what you're asking a batsman to do is a Maxwell. He comes in the 22nd over. He bats for 3 overs. He's not going to treat it as a finish. He knows that he still has the 25 overs that are going to come to him.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for him to change his approach. So what's the point? You're just telling a batsman to just go back to the pavilion for, I don't know, for 20 minutes, then field for 25 overs and then again come back with the same mindset. It makes no sense. ODI cricket is a broken format. I feel the future of ODI cricket is either you scrap it or you may have to make it a 40 over thing. Like 60 overs became 50 overs, you may have to make 50 overs 40 overs. Because none of us cares about 20 overs 21 to 40 anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what you may have to do in the future, but absurd opinion. Like I wouldn't even consider it. I don't even think Tendulkar's family would consider it.
But why do you think he's suggesting these things? Let's be a bit controversial there. Why do you think he's doing it? Is he doing it because of the record? Or is he doing it because he himself is bored of ODI cricket?
I feel Tendulkar must be bored of cricket in general. Like, I don't think he may have the time or the energy to be watching entire games anymore.
Yeah.
Either. But I don't think it's a record thing because even if you made it a 60-over game, Kohli is not breaking Tendulkar's ODI record because like Kohli needs some 5,000 plus runs and you're not going to play ODI bilaterals anymore. You're going to play it in World Cup years. It's never going to be a era where you're playing 30 ODIs anymore a year.
Yeah, but you're still playing ODIs, right?
Yeah, but how many are you going to play?
How many years does Kohli have more?
He's 35, 34, 35.
So you think how many? 3-4 years more?
I feel he retires after the 27 World Cup, regardless of where he is in his career.
Okay.
So even if you take it as one more cycle, 4 years, I would assume he plays 60 games. 60, 65 games. So you're like expecting 5,500 runs in 60 games, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting like 1,000, 1,200 runs essentially per year, which is never going to happen. Because Kohli will be rested in those odd games against maybe West Indies or Bangladesh.
Yeah.
He's not going to want to play it because he's playing the IPL, he's playing Test cricket, he's playing T20s. So he's going to miss games. So realistically, out of those 65 games, he will miss about 10-15 of them. So is he going to score 5,000 runs in 40 games? It's never going to happen. So I don't think it's a record thing. He's safe that way.
Yeah.
And I feel that's going to like stand the test of time. I don't think anybody breaks Lara's 400 either.
Yeah, probably
because
not.
Test cricket is a very different game now.
Yeah. 400 I think is a lot. If it was maybe 300 or something, that probably could have been broken. But 400 is
no
just
chance.
No chance, yeah.
In the modern game, nobody has the temperament or the patience to do it also.
Yeah, and there are teams that declare before 400 these days, as you saw with England. So the game is just changing in such a dramatic way